Hello everyone, Dr. Becca here with Del Mar Center for Behavioral Health. One of the things that we do when we're working with kids is we want to give them a voice, whether it's vocal verbal speech or another way of communication, which might be picture exchange communication system that's often called PECS, which is actually a very specific procedure and protocol for teaching kids to use a picture exchange communication system, PECS, created by Dr. Andy Bondi through Pyramid Educational Consultants. That also cleverly spells PECS. So you can look that up for more information about that specific protocol. One of the first things we have to do, whether it's with traditional PECS or any communication board or picture board, is we have to teach the child that this picture equals this item, right? And this is a precursor for communication because all of our language is representative of something else. So when I say block, you know that block equals blocks. How did you learn that? Right? Usually we're not totally sure. It just happens organically through development. Some of our kids who have language delays aren't learning that organically, and so we want to very specifically teach, whether it's block and saying block, and then grabbing a block. Block would be one way that we could use vocal verbal speech paired with the item to teach somebody that block equals block. So how do we do that when we're talking about cards? In a very similar way, which is great because when you learn one procedure, we want to be able to generalize that. So when it's the same way to teach, that's great. So the first step when we're teaching a child to use a picture card or any type of non-vocal verbal language, because this will be the same whether we're using a communication device, so any kind of AAC device like an iPad or even a specific AAC device, or a picture card or even signs, we are going to want to pair that abstract or representative communication, so the picture of the block, with the item. And so how do you do that, right? So if I'm teaching a learner how to, and you're the learner, so I'm teaching you that this picture of wooden blocks equals or is the same as or represents this box of blocks, I'm going to get the blocks out and I'm going to have the card and you're sitting there and I'm going to say blocks. These are blocks. Blocks, right? And so we're pairing just that word. I'm not saying, these are blocks, this is blocks, in fast language. I'm going to say blocks. I'm going to put the picture next to my mouth so that they're looking at both the picture and my mouth. Maybe I even bring the block up next to it. Blocks. And then maybe hand them to you. I might hold the card here so that you can see this while you're stacking your really cool block tower. So as you're playing, blocks. You're playing with blocks. And then I'm going to continue. You're building really cool towers and it's awesome, right? Blocks. And you're presenting this item, the blocks, with the picture card. So the child or the learner is learning that this item is represented by this. Because the next step, which we'll talk about in another video, is that instead of presenting them at the same time, we move this out of the way, and there's the picture of blocks in front. And then if the child wants them, or when the child wants them, they're manding, right? Remember that word, manding, or requesting the item. So they're going to take the blocks picture and bring it to me, and I know that this means you wanted blocks. Thanks for telling me. And then we open it and give them access to what they requested. Thanks so much. This is Dr. Becca talking a little bit about how we begin to teach kids or any learner that this item represents a different item. So this is a placeholder. This blocks represents this. And that's important because we can't carry this around. It's very heavy and we can't carry a ton of things with us, but we can carry a lot of pictures. Have a great day. Thanks.